welcome back to the show, you guys. And now it is time for Unfiltered, where we highlight a featured guest and talk about all of the things they have going on. Today's guest is a true powerhouse in the legal community. After receiving her law degree from the University of Florida College of Law in 2004, she went on to represent more than 2,000 clients, focusing mainly on the minority and the bilingual community. Then in 2016, she went on to become Orange County's first female Hispanic County Court Judge. Please welcome to our show the Honorable Gisela T. Laurent. Thank you for coming to our show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Taking time out of your busy schedule.
No,
Thank you.
I'm happy to be here with you guys today.
We're honored to have you here. So before we get into all your accolades, can you just give our viewers just a little bit of your background information, your background story on your journey?
Okay, well, good. Well, thank you again for having me on this show. You know, it's funny because I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, but don't ever ask me anything about Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
I know nothing about Cleveland. I moved to Florida when I was 2 years old. In my house, we only spoke Spanish, so I was an ESOL student from K through 12. And I'll tell you, I remember my first day in school that I came in dressed like I was going to the prom because your parents dress you up for school. So I had on this big dress, knee-high socks, shiny shoes like yours. I love it. And the teacher came up to me and she's like, "Hi, how are you?" like, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Cleveland." And she's like, So it's been, you know, a very difficult life for me. But I grew up here in Pine Hills. I loved my school environment. I graduated from Evans in '94.
Okay. Wow.
I was very excited to go to Valencia for my first 2 years and get a stepping stone of what the college life is like, and then go to University of Florida for undergrad and law school.
Ah, okay.
So, and I've been practicing here in my local community ever since. And I became a judge, like you said, and I absolutely love. Now I'm serving on the family law bench. So
That's awesome.
I sit and listen to divorces, paternity actions, child support issues, but anything that involves the family. And I'm really happy where I'm at now.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. So no. That is hilarious because I went through that as coming here as a Jamaican too.
Yes.
I get exactly what you mean. But okay, so you went to law school. You're actually obviously active in the community. What made you make the decision from attorney to judge?
Well, you know, Candice, it was actually the opposite. My dad told me that I had to be a professional woman, and that meant that I was either going to be in the law or a doctor. And I always knew I pass out when I see blood, so that was not going to be my profession.
Wow.
And so when I started looking at what is available as the law, I saw law enforcement, like the police, and I saw attorneys, and I saw judges, and I said, you know what? I want to be the judge where people come to with their problems, and the judge listens to everybody and then makes a decision.
Right.
That's the role that I wanted to take on. Then I found out you had to be a lawyer first.
You were trying to jump
Straight
before, okay.
That's just me.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's good.
But that was a, you know, young baby G. That's young Judge Gisela.
I like so you came out the womb already a judge, right? The process.
Yeah.
I get it. That's awesome.
So Judge Laurent, as Orange County's first female Hispanic judge, what does that mean to you, and what challenges did you overcome to get there?
Let me tell you, like, you know, I remember growing up, I had never met a lawyer my entire life. You know, my dad he worked with his hands. He fixed cars. And my mom worked with her hands. She sewed, and she cleaned houses. And so just the chance that I could become a lawyer and then a judge, I mean, I've heard it from people's own mouth. It's being a lighthouse for other people who look like me, who talk like me, who walk like me, that they too can work hard despite, you know, the challenges that they have, besides not having anybody in their family who's ever gone to high school or college, and that they can apply themselves and they can reach their dream of becoming a judge or becoming a lawyer or, you know, whatever it is that they're interested in. But I think that me becoming the first in 2016, I mean, like, okay, are we serious? But yes, me becoming the first female Hispanic county court judge, first elected by the people, and then fast forward in 2021, I was the first female Hispanic ever in history appointed by any governor in history to the Ninth Circuit Court. So
that's amazing.
I think by me pushing myself, working hard, not alone, with the support of my community, I have shown that if I can do it, you can do it, you can do it, your kids can do it. We all, as a demographic, can do it.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm definitely inspired. I'm not
Wow.
I'm the judge at home.
Yes,
Judge at home. I'm the judge at home. So of course it brings me to my next question because, okay, you're a judge. You're extremely involved in the community. You wear so many hats. Your husband's also an attorney.
Yes.
When you get home, how how do you balance that as a mom, as a wife? I mean, you have the whole plethora of it.
Oh yes, I think the robe stays in the office. It doesn't go past that door. And when I
Okay.
get home, I'm completely the mom, the housewife. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm taking care of the kids, and my husband is. He knows I'm very involved in the community as well. So we're a team. When I'm out in the community doing things, he has to watch the kids, or if they can't come with us. Cooking is mostly my job because my husband, he likes to make macaroni and cheese.
It's easy. It's a box.
Yeah, so he's good at the and spaghetti. He can make those two things, and that's about it. But then I make everything else. So I'm the one that mostly cooks at the house. And, as far as the girls are concerned, they just want mommy all the time. I mean, we choose. Like, I was a daddy's little girl. They're just mommies. And so I guess I'm doing it. It's a lot.
Oh, so you have to be a judge in the court home and at home.
and
at home. Yes, at home.
Yes.
Well, you guys, we have so much more to talk about with Judge Laurent, but we have to take a short break. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Unfiltered with the Honorable Gisela Laurent. We are celebrating International Women's Month. So it is an honor to have you back with us again. We had a great time in the last one. So in case you missed it, you better go back and catch it. So my first question, of course, so when I see judge, there's a lot of judge shows out there and all that. How do you separate the judgment passes the emotion of it? Because I'm sure you see a lot of cases where you're like, okay, this is really tugging on my heart. How do you do that?
Well, it's the judges have to make the decisions based on the law.
Right.
And that's the only way that I can explain it. Yes, I see cases that are extremely emotional, cases where I have to make decisions that I don't even like to make that decision, but I have to respect the law, just like everybody else has to respect the law. And when I do that, it's almost like cutting the fat. I'm going to make a decision based on the law. All the drama, all the nonsense, that's just the fat. I cut that out, and then I make determinations based on the facts and the law.
So it never affects. That's pretty. I don't know if
I wouldn't say that doesn't ever affect you. I think that we're human,
right?
And so there's decisions that I've had to make that I wasn't happy with the decision. I've had to, when I was in county court, I had to do some evictions that I just felt like, where are these people going to go? But the law is the law, and I have to follow the law. Right. So at that point, it sits with you, but you have to move on because you know that the people, we're a democracy. I don't move by myself.
Right. That's awesome.
So, Judge Laurent, being that you're bilingual, have you seen a lot of issues in our legal system due to language barriers?
Well, definitely. I think that Florida does a great job that when we send out subpoenas, they're in English, Spanish, and Creole. But those are not all the languages that exist.
Right.
So people have to get interpreters so they can have notice, so they can read the documents that are before them. And then when they come into the courtroom, if they let us know in advance for criminal cases and for domestic violence cases, the state will offer an interpreter. But if any other case, if it's a civil case, if it's an eviction case, if it's a divorce case, they don't offer the interpreters. Wow. You have to bring your own. And that has a whole bunch of different levels. I speak Spanish, and so whenever I have a hearing and they bring their child, or they bring, their adult child, of course, or they bring their cousin to do the interpreting, I'm like, you're not interpreting correctly. So I can catch that they're not. And for someone who doesn't speak the language, for example, if you're opposing party and it's not a certified interpreter, sometimes you have the people feeding the answers to them, like, the judge just asked you this, say this. And I'm like, I can catch it because I speak Spanish.
Wow.
So there is an imbalance there.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So do you feel like you're making a difference in the lives of others as far as when you say, yes, you have to go by the law, but there's also that human side.
Oh, yes, definitely. I think that it's just natural. Have you ever walked into a room where you feel like nobody looked like you?
Right, yeah.
And you feel uncomfortable. But when you've
Right.
walked into a room where people look like you and talk like you, all of it, you're suddenly like more at ease. So I can tell when I've presided over a criminal court, when I've presided over a county civil, when I've presided over a family court, and when the people see me, they relax, you know, and I also have a more relaxed disposition. So they're like, they can feel comfortable and then tell me what they need to tell me without feeling like they're stepping over their words.
That's good. So they're completely disarmed.
Exactly.
So, Judge Laurent, are there any changes in the legal community that you're excited about?
Well, you know, with the pandemic, you know, it was kind of scary, but we had to do the hustle at the courthouse, and so a lot of things became virtual. And so, like, now I do half of my day is virtual proceedings, and for someone like the normal person who has a job, you know, now instead of calling out sick or missing a day of work and having to come down to the courthouse and they never come downtown and they get lost, they might get a speeding ticket because they're hurrying up. They gotta pay for parking.
That's me.
You know,
Stop! Don't tell on yourself. There's a judge. Don't tell on yourself.
now they just log on for a 5-minute hearing and it's over. And so I think the convenience for the public is tremendous. I don't think that virtual appearances are going anywhere.
Right.
I think we're embracing it because it's such a value, and I'm excited about, you know, learning platforms evolving to become more user friendly and just incorporating that in our normal day life, because it makes sense to appear virtually for a 5-minute hearing as opposed to driving all the way, you know, 30 minutes, taking a full day off of work just for status conference.
Oh, wow, that's so much more convenient.
Yeah.
I don't have any cases, but if I did, I'm going to call in. Like business on the phone, pajama at the bottom.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different show for
I
like
know.
your
Show.
virtual wardrobe, because some
It's
people don't know
different.
how to dress in person or online.
That's how you see it all.
Yeah.
So, what's next for you? So, Judge, is the congressional seat in the
No.
future? I'm sure so many.
I'm not a politician. I love being judge. That has been my my little dream since I was a baby, and this is where I'm at. You know, I love being a judge, and I think that I'm a people person.
You are.
I love being involved in the community, and you know, there's just something different about even when I volunteer. If I can go to an elementary school and talk to an elementary classroom, as an attorney, that's great. But when I go as a judge, they just can't believe that a judge is coming to their classroom. And that is such an honor to me. So I will do this till the day I die, probably. Or they kick me off, because 75, you got to stop.
We're not going to kick you off. We're going to keep you. But I do want to say thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
We got to have you back
Yes,
again.
yes,
This is great kickoff for Women's International Month.